First, after you have your maintenance, you want to run notices. You can either send them a rent notice before a month. It'll just give the tenant a notice that the rent's coming. You also have your late rent notices. This one we send out maybe on the second of a month, or you can send it out whenever you, I guess, send your notices. But this will give you, if the tenant does not pay, this letter will give you, will let you file it in court if they don't pay.
Choice one is for rent notice that goes out approximately around the 26th of the month for the succeeding month. That will show the current rent and any past due rent. In order for this module to work properly, all rents must be prorated to the first of the month. Okay? Choice two is the late rent notices. If the rents are all due on the first, then when these notices are printed on the second or the third or whatever, your choice, the rent notice will take the rent that was due from the first and any late charges, and the total amount will be late. This choice two, does not include any late fees. Late fees are applied on the 6th, and there's help with choice one, choice two, choice 4, 5, and 6. There's a special note for everyone if, in fact, it's around daylight savings time and your maintenance department changes the batteries in all the smoke detectors. You might want to put that on that special note, and that'll be included in all the rent notices for whatever choice. The second one is a special note for people with zero late rent. In other words, your current tenants, you want to tell them that maybe there's a $100 finder's fee for this month for a 2-bedroom apartment that is available now. Please talk to your friends. That's a good use of the second note, and that will only go to the people who don't have any late rents.
And also do keep in mind that choice number 2, your late rent notices, do not include any court fees, any maintenance charges, because if you do maybe take it to the court or something, they will not count that. So please keep that in mind when you use choice number 2.
And choice number 2 also provides for 2 rent notices to be printed, which is a Supreme Court requirement that dual notification be given to not just the primary tenant, but also a separate notice to the co-tenant.
We also have, of course, choice number 5 or choice number 6. Maybe some tenants in houses pay water bill. Choice number 6, you can just choose their name from the list and put in the subject, maybe a water bill, and a note that you might want to put in there. So that will give you just one note. After you did your notices, you have a commission module. This module is for different properties that you own that are for different owners. Here, all the rents that tenant paid will go directly into here. You also have different charges. You may have different fees that you charge for commissions or anything like that. You can just simply put them in here, and you just click on it twice, and it will automatically come into here.
This section, commissions, okay, will automatically deduct the percentage of your commission that you've identified in the company profile. So when you print the report for a specific tenant and you enter their rent into the general ledger, it will come into this section and it will print the it'll print that particular individual's report. Okay.
After you have your commissions, you also have your judgment module. This is great for when you need to take a tenant to court and you want to keep a record of what's going on with that particular person. You want to enter why are you taking them to court? Is it because they're past due? Do they have maybe damages, maybe debt judgment, or why are you taking them to court? That's the first thing you're gonna want to do. Then you're gonna want to choose the tenant. Who are you taking to court? Then we have in this particular case, this tenant is going because he didn't pay his rent. We sent the 5-day letter out on the 2nd and we filed on the 28th. If you may be a case that is a little bit more advanced than that one, we have a court date and we also have a JP number. What time is the court? And if you went to court already, you can put in the judgment date. When did you get the judgment? What was the original judgment amount? How much did it cost you to go to court? What the per diem is? Maybe they didn't pay and they had to get evicted. This is where that will be. And if you have to maybe go do an eviction and had to get a constable, this is where you want to put it in. All that information you want to put in here, so that way you'll have a record of everything that had to do with that particular tenant and the court process. So that when you print any reports, this module has many different reports that you can run. You have maybe current tenants that are in court and are still past due. This will give you this report will give you that. Maybe this is this second one is current tenants that are closed but are still past due. So this will give you an idea. Well, it's closed, but maybe you want to file on them again. And these are past tenants. The past tenants that are still open, that are still past due, or that are past tenants that still owe money. This will do that. So you have so many reports and that you can choose from in this particular module.
And the key for this module is that the previous judgment, if in fact the tenant catches up the rent for one that was for past due rent, it's the obligation of the management company to clear that judgment within a certain time after it's paid up. So what's needed is, for closed judgments, a satisfaction letter which goes to the court. And this will, in this module, it will give the tenant, any co-tenant, the judgment date, the civil action number, the amount that's due. So now what'll happen is the court will remove this judgment and mark it as satisfied, and the company name for the plaintiff. So you'll want to print a satisfaction letter for the tenant who's paid up. You'll want to print a satisfaction letter for any garnishment that may have been pursued, as you see on the screen there, to the employer. And you want to send one to the court. And that is the responsibility of the management company for all judgments that are paid up.
Then also, of course, in the judgment module, if you are garnishing the tenants or the past tenants, maybe paycheck, we also have a little pursuing garnishment you can click on, and this will give you an idea of when did you file the garnishment. Did you get it back from the court already? Or if you didn't get it back, maybe you want to send another notice to the court. So it keeps track of that also. Once you did get a chance to do your judgment, the garnishment is something that you want to definitely keep track of. This will pretty much all you want to do is you want to add a new record, choose a tenant, which case are you garnishing her wage, or this particular tenant's wages, and if you want to run a report for maybe all your payments that you collected, you can do that, or for one particular tenant, you can also do that. Once you did the garnishment, of course you want to keep all the office action items that you do in here. So any office, maybe you need to go to the bank or mail birthday cards or send notices, this is where you want to put that in, and you can run a couple reports on there, and you can close it or keep it open.
Okay, since this is up on the screen as people are coming into the rents and whatever, one of the things that you want to keep track of is the percent of the month and the percent that was collected. So in this particular case, we've got May the 3rd, it's 10% of the month is over with, and 11% of the rent was collected. And this gives you sort of like a little bit of a gauge. If you know that the late fees, are not going to be applied until the 6th, when you reach around the 5th, what'll happen is you'll see that it'll be 15% of the month and should be about 85% collected. You have the last general ledger entry of rent. If you wish an update, it'll go through and update both numbers, and you can simply run a birthday report. You always know what year you're in, and this is the front page for Apartment Manager XP.
Of course, we also want you to keep in mind that it is very user-friendly. Might not look like it at first, but it is very user-friendly. Once you get to, run all these reports, and you'll have a better idea of, how easy and fast this program is. We also, some of the features that are included in this AMXP are you can either have one or multiple properties that you're managing. You can enter in rents or late fees with one click. All payments and charges are entered by the tenant or unit. It's Section 8 friendly. It tracks all maintenance work. You can run reports for any financial statistics. Any court documentation is ready to be mailed. It keeps track of judgments for any current and past due tenants. It shows summary of balances for multiple. Shows the summary of balance for the units with one click. Commission statements and managed properties does that. You can print any rents or late fee notices. All you need is window envelopes and you're ready to go, and it saves a lot of paper. And that's pretty much it.